Hi everyone, welcome back for another Project Life video. This is the week of the 25th until the 31st of May. So this week was half term and a bank holiday, so I tried not to focus too much on work this week and I haven't actually got any pictures to do with work, which is really nice. So this is kind of all the bits that happened around work, mainly focusing on the weather because it was absolutely lovely this week. We had a proper heat wave in the UK really early on for us in the year. So it's not usual to get a heat wave like this at the end of May. So I think everyone was sort of making the most of it. So I'm just starting with my title card. This week I'm using the May collection from The Day in the Life by Echo Park. I did contemplate using a summer collection, but I wanted to use up the rest of the May cards. I mean, I could have saved them for next year because I am sort of wanting to do Project Life again next year. But yeah, just sort of like the OCD part of me wanted to sort of keep it on track. So I'm hoping there'll be plenty of other weeks to use summer collections throughout the next couple of months. So yeah, I sort of stuck to my guns and carried on with the Day in the Life collection. So I've just done my title card there using some of the stickers from it. And then this picture here, so on Bank Holiday Monday, I was working a little bit, but I had time to have breakfast in the garden in the sunshine, which was really nice. Just sort of sitting there and taking my time a little bit before work. And then for this one here, I'm using a cutout. This one doesn't quite go to plan, as you'll see later on in the video, but yeah, I just really liked the dream big saying, and because of the journal space, I was planning on sort of writing some thoughts down, but I needed to first of all turn it into a 6x4 card because there aren't any 4x4 card spaces in any of these pockets. So yeah, I then got a piece of paper. I've used some of these pages before. It's sort of like a spring collection. It's just a 6x6 pad from the works. And so yeah, I really like the pink that on the card matched the sort of the cutout. And then I just used another sticker just to jazz it up a little bit. And then this picture here, I just took a screenshot of the weather on my phone just to show that sort of like it was in the low 30s and the sunshine, and also like the fact that the sun doesn't set till 9 p.m. So this is like my favourite time of year where the days are really long. Hopefully we get some sunshine. So yeah, just sort of really wanted to document that. And then this picture here, I had dinner in the garden one night and I was going to put happiest of days on it, but I decided not to because actually the reason I was eating at home this week or this evening was because my boyfriend was really poorly, and so I just left him, well, I didn't leave him to sleep, but yeah, he wasn't well, but it was nice to eat dinner in the garden. And then this is my cousin who I went travelling to Australia with. She was home for half term, and so we met up, which was really nice. I haven't seen her for a long time, so we were sort of planning some potential trips that we will hopefully get to go on, but we'll see what happens. And then for the second half of the week, this picture here, because my tutoring schedule changed for the week, it meant that I had a bit of time before we went to our pub quiz. Normally I'd just go straight from work, but it meant that I could get dressed properly into something nice, and it was sort of nice to wear a proper summer dress. So yeah, the proportions on the photo are sort of gone a bit wonky, so I'm not actually that short. I am short, but yeah, the photo makes me look shorter than I actually am. And then this is another 4x4 card which I'm turning into a 6x6 one. I think the picture of the cherries goes a little bit wonky, but it's fine. And then I'm going to just sort of write little details of what I did each day just as a little reminder. And so yeah, I'm planning on doing like a flip through halfway through the year, so all the journal cards that I do will then be filled in on that. So I just put a card, or I'm just putting a journal card in, not a journal card, a cut apart that says, let's do this. It was quite a busy week, even sort of aside from work, which was really nice. So on the Friday evening, my mum, my boyfriend and I went to some family friends' house for a barbecue. They've got a massive garden and we played croquet on on their lawn, which was really cool. And then just to sort of, I forgot to take a picture of the food, so just to document the barbecue, my boyfriend ChatGPT'd a picture of my dog into her cooking the barbecue, which was quite funny. And then on the Saturday evening, sort of quite late on, we went for a little canoe that we've got. So I bought my partner a canoe a couple of years ago for his birthday, and every so often we sort of just take a little trip on the river that's near to us. We don't actually paddle very far, but it was nice to sort of, we kind of did it at sunset, even though it got a bit cloudy, but it was nice and cool, and so we just sort of floated along the river. And then this picture here, we did some DIY on my boyfriend's flat. So this was just us painting the windows. And then this is where I realised I messed up, because I wanted to include this photo. So on the bank holiday Monday after I finished work, we went to play basketball, but I forgot I had this picture when I did the 6x4, when I turned it into the Dream Big sort of cut out. So I'm probably going to save that for another week, and I did debate which one I wanted to do. So yeah, unfortunately the basketball did win. And then also for this week I decided to do a little sort of extra insert, just because I did have lots of lovely photos that I also wanted to include, but obviously there wasn't enough space. So on the Saturday afternoon when I finished work, we just went for a lovely walk along the river, and this was before we did our canoe. We're very sad we do like a cup of tea, so we took a cup of tea with us on our canoe. And then this picture at the bottom, my boyfriend sort of suffered a bit from hay fever at the weekend, so I just got him some cucumber slices to put on his eyes, just to sort of try and relieve them a little bit. This picture here it was a really pretty sunset, so this is outside my partner's flat. Just the sky was really pretty, but also the road was really quiet, which doesn't happen particularly often. So this is the result of the Champions League match. Last week I posted that my football team won the Premier League in England, but unfortunately they lost the Champions League final. But it's about 20 years since we've last been in the final, so I wanted to document that. And then the last photo is just our £4.50 winnings that we won at the pub quiz. We came second, we lost on a tie break, but yeah, just wanted to document that we did actually do quite well that week. So yeah, that is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!